Greetings, 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 greetings. What's going on, lineage? What's going on? Wagwan. This is your brother Chief Kalanago, man. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's having an amazing sunrest. All right. I just wanted to come on here and share a little bit of information with y'all. Just again to show you, when you're in tune, man. When you're in tune, it's an amazing thing. You feel me? Let me just let you. Well, right now I'm actually in Montreal. Right now I'm in Montreal, Canada. Right, but I'm actually connecting. I have a connecting flight. I'm going to Guadeloupe in the AM, right? But anyway, let me just kind of like give you a little bit of the experience on the journey thus far, right? So check this out. I flew in from LaGuardia in New York, right? So I'm flying to Montreal. So I have my backpack, I have my hand luggage, and I have a check-in bag, right? So boom, I checked in the bag. But before I checked in the bag, I'm walking towards the counter and the higher self is like, okay, you know what? Boom. The energy ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So with it seems like the people behind the desk, right? So you know me, I'm in tune. So I pay attention to God. You feel me? Because I'm God. I'm not the flesh. So when God talked to the flesh listens and the flesh do what the God say to do. You feel me? So anyway, the lady at the counter, she was like, "Okay, where you going?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to Montreal, then I'm going to Guadeloupe in the AM." You know what I mean? So she asked me for passport, whatever the case is, gave her the information. She was like, "Do you have any bags to check?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a bag to check." So I gave her the checking bag, and so I'm like, "Is everything all right?" Everybody just seemed like a little bit, distant. She was like, "Yeah, everything is good." She didn't even say good evening or nothing like that. Well, I was like, "Good evening to you too, as well." But again, trying to be funny. Anyway, long story short, what I mean, or short story long, whichever way, because it depends on how long I'm going to be on here. Um, she put a tag on the check-in bag, and I was like, I'm going to again Montreal, but I'm connecting in the AM, and I'm going to Guadeloupe. So make sure that the bag is going there, right? She said, "Cool." She put the tag on there. So I walked off, right? So then, boom, the higher self was like, "You know what, Chief? Nah, something ain't right. Go back and make sure that this bag is being tagged to go to my final destination and it won't get stuck in Montreal, right?" Of course, I listened. I walked back. I said, "Miss, do me a favor. Check this bag and make sure this bag is not going to stay in Canada and it's going to my final destination." When she checked, she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." She had to take the tag off and put another tag because she didn't do what she said she was gonna do in the first place, right? I was like, "Cool, I'm on point, I'm in tune." I left, got to I checked in, everything was fine, no problem. Sat down. The flight was a little bit about 5 minutes late, but no big deal. Okay, but I boarded the flight and landed in Montreal, right? So I had to exit. But before I exited, I was actually going out because I'm thinking in my head, the lady told me my bag will go straight to Guadeloupe. So there's no need for me to check anything in Canada in regards to my check-in bag. All right. But mind you, I have to go out the airport and recheck in. You feel me? Because I'm going to another country. Okay. So I'm getting ready to exit. Boom. Here comes the God again. Listen, Chief, you know what? Something ain't right. Make sure your bag is not here in Canada and it's not going to get stuck here in Canada. Of course, I was obedient. I went back to the custom dude. I said, "Listen, I'm coming from LaGuardia. I'm connecting here in Montreal, but my final destination is Guadeloupe, right?" So, but I checked in a bag. The lady told me she put a tag on it and it's going to go straight to Guadeloupe. The guy was like, "Where you coming from?" I said, "LaGuardia." He was like, you know what? That just don't sound right. Okay. So let me show you where the bags normally dismount for the flights that come from LaGuardia. Lineage, guess what? When I went over there, the only bag that's sitting on the carousel is mine. He said, "Listen, man, if you didn't come here to get your bag, you would have to exit the airport and cannot get in until about it's time to check in at 6 a.m. And who knows where your bag would have been? Somebody could have took your bag." So I took the bag, and then I exited the airport, and now I'm still within in the airport, but I have to check in again with customs, because I'm going to Guadeloupe in the AM. I'm saying all that to say is this, and that's why I always tell people, we are not the flesh. You feel me? We are not the flesh. We have two concepts of God within us. We have God, which is the supreme creator, creators, of the universe slash earth. And then you have God, Satan, God, which is the creator of the world, that is still within each and every one of us. And the one we give the most energy is the one that's going to manifest. But you have to know the voices. You have to know the voice between the righteous God and the unrighteous God that's talking to you. How do you know, Chief? Well, how do you know? Because the righteous God that talk to you will always do the right thing. The righteous God that talk to you will always tell you to do the right thing. Always be righteous. But the unrighteous God, aka Satan, the Lord God, will always tell you, do not listen to righteousness. Do the opposite. That's how you know. You feel me? But when you are in tune, you know the voice of the righteous God. And when you are in tune, you know the voice and you know the differentiation between the two. And that is just amazing because, again, you have to be on point with yourself. And to truly know God and to truly know the devil, you have to get to know yourself. And when you truly get to know yourself, then you're able to adjust. Okay, adjust and put yourself on the right path. And it was just so amazing. You know what I mean? It was just so easy. The voice came, it was familiar. I was like, okay, cool. Now I could have easily said that other little voice came in and said, nah, you know what? You talked to the lady already. The lady did what she was supposed to do. Man, just go to Guadeloupe. You'll get your bag in Guadeloupe. I ignored that voice. When I got to Canada again, the higher voice spoke to me again, but the lower voice still came in and said, nah, you good. I ignored that and I listened to the higher voice. And each and every one of us have that. You know what I'm saying? Because how many of you have had the experience, right? Where you do something and then you tell yourself, man, something told me I should not have done that. My brothers and sisters, we all got it. We are all gods. You feel me? Or we have the ability to manifest God or Satan. It is really up to you. And that's what makes you so amazing. Like I've been saying in videos, no other entity on this earth, you feel me, has the discernment that we have to manifest God or the devil. It's all us. You see, God or the devil cannot manifest unless we manifest that energy. Okay? And that energy is experienced through us. That's how amazing and that's how powerful we are. You feel me? So I just had to share this with y'all, man. I just had to share this with y'all. You feel me? Oh no, I'm always gonna be safe. I'm good, but I appreciate the good wishes, you know what I mean? But I just want to share that little bit of experience with y'all, man, because it's always a beautiful thing. You see me? Because remember, you're not the flesh. The illusion comes in where people think they're the flesh, so they spend a lot of times, just in vain, the vanity of the flesh. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong in taking care of yourself, eating properly, making sure you look good, you feel good. There's nothing wrong with that, because guess what? The kingdom of heaven is within. And if God is in heaven and the kingdom is within you, then where's God? You see, religion got people looking for God outside of themselves, looking up in the sky. You look up too long, some pigeon's gonna doodle in your face. You feel me? And planes are gonna fall on your head, because that's the only thing that's in the sky. The stars, the moon, etc. The celestial bodies. You feel me? God is not in the sky. You see, you feel me? God is everything, and God is nothing. But the bottom line is the essence or the energy of God is within you. It's within you. So therefore, the kingdom of heaven is within you. You want to go to heaven? Learn to go within. It's the only way. Okay? And you are the son or the daughter. So therefore, of course, they just said son because it was a patriarchal, system. So they said the only way to the father, and they only said father, but I'm going to say mother and father, because so as above, so is below. If you have a physical mother and father, then you have a spiritual mother and father. All right. Only religion that's indoctrinating people. You feel me? So with that being said, you are the son and daughter of mother and father. All right. And the only way to back to mother and father is through the son or daughter. But guess where the son or daughter is? The son or daughter is within us. Okay. Which is also God. And once you get this, you could never be brainwashed or indoctrinated by any form of religion. You can't. It's impossible for them to shake your foundation. And this simple analogy will set you on path, on the righteous path to you literally achieve eternal life and live life in abundance. Because the flesh will create the illusion. You feel me? So I just want to share this with you, with y'all. I mean, ultimately, I'm going to Dominica, but I'm going to stop in Guadeloupe to see some relatives. You know what I mean? I haven't seen in a while, so I'm just gonna go there for like a day, and then I'm gonna take a ferry to Dominica, and then I'll be there until November 6th. I'm gonna go back to Guadeloupe, spend about a day or two, with them again, and then I'll be back in the U.S. November 8th. When I get back, once again, Lineage is back to nation building. I'm working right now. While I was on the plane, I was actually kind of like not rewriting, but bringing back the book I wrote in June 2017, I think, or 2018, but it was about 5, 6 years ago. I wrote a book about the legal system and law and everything that's happening, and it was so amazing. The book sold out, so I took it out of circulation. But a lot of people are asking for that information, and since I wrote the new book, everything just seemed like it's connecting. You know what I mean? So I was, again, the higher self was like, okay, Chief, you know what? And thanks to my brother Will in Jersey, you know what I mean? He's like, Chief, you need to bring that book out. I mean, people just need that book. So I'm literally at the airport right now, getting ready to just go ahead and just add a couple more things, do a few more edits, but I'm bringing that book out again. And back then, the book was called Everyone is a Slave Unless. Okay? But it's going to have the same title. You know what I mean? Same cover and everything, but I'm going to reintroduce the book again because the time that we're living in right now, it is just so important for that information to resurface because like I told y'all before, my purpose is to give people the information to free themselves. I cannot do it for you. All I could give you is the truth. That's all I could do. The rest is up to you. But it is so critical for that information to be in the hands of people in your home, and your children need to know that information because it's the only way that knowledge is going to help so that we're able to free ourselves. All right. So just wanted to come on here, like I said, and share that information with y'all, man. I mean, no, I can't go, there's nothing. I mean, I could really go out, but I have luggage. So if I didn't have any luggage, then I would have went out, and just kind of like check out, Montreal for a little bit because I don't have to be back until about 6 a.m. to check in again. But I'm just gonna chill, work on the book, and on this book. But like I said, go through it again and make sure I add a little bit of information just to a little more updated information, and that should be ready. I would say within a week or so, or less, because it's pretty much done. The work is already done. So hope you guys are doing well, man. And listen, my brothers and sisters, it's our time. Okay, it's our time. We are living in one of the most amazing times ever. Okay, and we are going to revolutionize a lot of things. We are going to change a lot of things. All right, it's our time. If you realize, okay, a lot of our brothers and sisters are actually waking up. Some of them just need fine tuning. Some of them just need a little refining. That's all. It's okay. The bottom line is they know the illusion, they see the illusion, and they're hearing about we are the original people. We have always been here, and I'm telling you, it's not too far fetched that we are going to restore our birthright, and it's going to be such an amazing thing. Our ancestors are actually rejoicing right now. Okay, I feel their joy. You feel me? Because we are doing exactly what we are supposed to do. For those of you that are not doing what you're supposed to do, I implore you, listen, man, stop with the distractions, stop with the nonsense, get on track. Because is those two voices, and you are allowing the lower self, that voice, to control you, to control the flesh, to control the higher self. And the higher self should be the one in control. Hence that allegorical verse. Slaves, obey your earthly masters as you would your God in heaven. You see, a lot of people think that the allegorical Jesus, Yeshua, was telling people they need to be slave, or the allegorical figure or personage was condoning slavery. Yes, one of them was, but the other wasn't. Remember, there's two of them. Okay, you have a righteous one and an unrighteous one. And they will not tell you that. That's why the Bible seems to be so contradicting. It is not contradicting when you know the truth, because there's two entities talking: a good God, a evil God, a good son, and an evil son. You feel me? And once you know that to be true, because it is, then the Bible is the most amazing book to read, because these stories have been handed down even before there was a Bible, even before there was a God in the Bible. It's the same story being literally being revamped, okay, being plagiarized, if I may. You feel me? So to kind of like expound on that verse, slaves, obey your earthly masters as you would your God in heaven. Here we go. The slave is the physical body. Okay, so slaves, physical body. Listen to what I'm saying now. Hear what I'm saying. Slaves, aka physical body, obey your earthly master. The earthly master is the higher self. You see, I listened to the higher self, so therefore the body is the slave of the higher self. So let's do this again. Slave, body, physical self, obey your earthly master, higher self, as you would your God in heaven. Who's the God of the lower self? The higher self. You see how simple I explain that? But if people don't know, then they would think that the righteous son, aka Jesus or Yeshua, whatever name you want to use, was condoning slavery. No. But yet still the other one was condoning slavery. Why? Because the lower self had to be the slave of the higher self. You feel me? But because we fell, the higher self became enslaved by the lower self. And that's what happened within the past few thousand years. So right now, people are waking up where the higher self needs to get back. And I wouldn't say enslave the lower self, but kind of work together with the lower self. In other words, raise the frequencies of the lower self opposed to enslaving the lower self. Why? Because anything that you enslave will rebel, because that's just nature. Anything that you fight against, anything that you attack is going to rebel. If you look at the smallest animal in nature, if you attack it, it's going to rebel some way or the other. It's going to defend itself. So the goal is not to enslave. You see, the time for the enslavement of the lower self, or the lower self enslaving the higher self, that age is over. The age that we are living in right now, we are going through the enlightenment age and preparing ourselves for the Capricorn age. Within the Capricorn age, there is no enslavement. So we're going back to Genesis chapter 1. Okay, when we are the gods and everything is in abundance and we have dominion over things. Okay, meaning that we are the stewards of those things. You feel me? But anytime we get back into the concept of enslaving, then we are going to recycle of everything all over again. Why? Because everything that you do shall be done unto you. You feel me? And my brothers and sisters, it is just so easy and clear when you know the truth. You feel me? It is just so, it is so easy for me when you know the truth. And only the truth will set us free. So right now, the goal is not to enslave the higher self, the lower self, but it's to raise the vibration of the lower self. And now the lower self and the higher self become one, creates equilibrium, and then that is Noah. You feel me? Where the higher self and the lower self becomes one in one body. And that is called equilibrium. It's called rest. So that's why right now the higher self and the lower self are literally at odds. Same thing. Genesis, replaying itself over and over again until Noah came in and found favor. You feel me? Meaning that the higher self and the lower self became one, and therefore new sons were born. In other words, a new world have to be created. So that's what we are going through right now. That's why you're seeing the awakening of people. But it's more than just waking up yourself to talk about we are American Aborigines or we the original people. It ain't got, that's part of it physically, but it's more so spiritual. So now we have to connect to our spiritual lineage. So even people in your own household, okay, they will be strangers to you. Okay, even people in your household, they will become your enemies. You feel me? And that's what the allegorical Jesus, Yeshua was talking about. You feel me? Because they are not your spiritual lineage. Okay? It doesn't mean they hate you. It doesn't mean you hate them. Okay? They are not spiritually equally yoked. So therefore, there is going to be chaos, and you guys will not get along. It's not because they hate you, but when you know the truth, when you truly know that you are God and you see things from the God perspective, then your eye, not your eyes, but your eye will be open and you will see for exactly what it is. So now you have to gravitate towards your spiritual lineage. You will find them, your spiritual, aka family, because I don't really like using that word, but you will find them. You feel me? And now it's time for them to come together, or for us to come together, so that we are able to replenish the earth and get rid of the world. And that's where we supposed to be right now. Okay? So just wanted to share that, man. One love, Comanche, what it is, what it is, what it is. Greetings, lineage. Luscious, Amina, Empress, Everlasting Water, man. Big up to y'all. Big up yourselves, man. All right. Yep. So yes, absolutely. So Comanche, right? Yes, we have to evaluate ourselves, but evaluation literally deals with the outward, deals with the physical, deal with the conscious. So at some point after the evaluation, we have to invaluate. You see what I'm saying? Because everything has to be within right now. So everything that's external must first be internal. So we have to evaluate before we evaluate. I hope that makes sense. All right? Because we have to find our true self. We have to find our true nature before nature can be outside of us. Because everything that's outside of us is a reflection of things that were already in us. The in came first before it became out. Okay? That's why Adam was in and Eve was out. Evolution, she was pulled out from within. Again, it's all allegory. It doesn't mean that a female man came from the rib of a male man. It's all allegory. You feel me? Adam meant male and female man. You feel me? But the separation of the sexes was where, you know, the gods went in and took the female man out of the male man. Okay, but everybody's man. Okay, everybody's man. All right. And when you go back to that verse in Genesis, however, at this stage, from the separation of the sexes, everybody's womb man. Even me, I'm a womb man because I came from the womb of a man. Of, you see what I'm saying? I came from the womb of a female man. All right. Even female man came from the womb of female man. So again, once you know these things and you're able to articulate yourself, then trust me, it makes sense. All right. And that's why it was so important for me to write all these books, and all that information that I'm giving you right now. It's already in the book, Genesis to Reevaluation. All right. So go to Amazon, get the book. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is like one of the greatest read you will ever, 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 I'm telling you, encounter. Not just because I wrote it now, but because of where it came from. All right. And the message and the truth that's in there. You feel me? So yeah, man, I just had to share a little bit of that information with y'all, that experience I had at the airport in terms of the higher self, man. It's amazing. And when you reach to that certain place of what I call ascension, you enjoy, the beauty about it is you feel such bliss, but at the same time you feel sorrow. So now your emotions fluctuate. Why? Because you feel sympathy for the people who don't get it. You see what I'm saying? You feel empathy for the people who don't get it. But then when you reflect on yourself and know when you have found the truth, literally it brings you joy. You see what I'm saying? And those are characteristics of a true God. You feel me? And it's amazing, man. It's amazing. You feel me? All right. The book, well, the one I'm reintroducing is called, Everyone is a Slave Unless. So that will be ready. When it's ready, I'll make I'll make a post about that. But the one that's on Amazon right now is called Gene Insist to Reevaluation. So that's GENE dash IN dash SIS space 2TO space reevaluation. All right. REEVALUATION. It's on Amazon right now. All right. So all those of you who have already purchased the book, man, I want to thank you, and keep this in mind. The reason why it says it's taken 4 to 5 weeks to get the book is because it's print on demand. They don't print a whole lot of books hoping people buy the book. That's not what they do. Okay. When somebody places an order, Amazon send that order to the print shop, and the print shop print the book and send it back to Amazon. Then Amazon send it to whoever purchases the book. Now I got the author's copy, which I purchased about 2 weeks ago, and they told me mine is gonna be here tomorrow. You feel me? It's gonna be, by the house tomorrow. So with that being said, it didn't even take 3 weeks. It took about 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? So I'm certainly sure they just said 4 to 5 weeks because they don't want to under promise things. You feel me? So that's cool. So just keep that in mind. But I promise you, the wait is worth it. The wait is worth it. All right. So I'll definitely put the link in the book. All right. All right. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt, Comanche. All right, for real, for real, for real. So yeah, I will definitely put the link again when I do the edit for this video. I'll edit not the video, but I'll edit the title or the description, and I'll put that information in there as well, so everybody could have that. All right. So once again, like I said, I'm in Montreal, just overnighting for my flight to Guadeloupe. When I get to Guadeloupe, I'll let y'all know what's up. Just go around. I've been to Guadeloupe a couple of times when I was younger, so I'm familiar with the place. All right. But I'm just gonna chill here and work on the other book, which is Everyone is a Slave Unless. So I'm gonna work on that. It's gonna be about 150, maybe 160 for the most pages, and I'll make sure as soon as that's done, I'll let y'all know what's up. But that book is just so powerful. I'm breaking so many things down about how we became enslaved in this commercial system. All right. And I'm not just telling you about the enslavement, but I'm also giving you solutions. Of course, it's not legal advice, but take it as you may, right? You know what I mean? Because I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, but there's nothing wrong in giving my brothers and sisters, solutions to some legal situations. You feel me? So that book as well is also a powerful book. And that's why I had to bring it back. I wrote it 5 years ago, but I'm going to bring it back again. All right. I took it out of circulation because it's sold out, but I'm going to go back and bring it out because a lot of people are asking for it again. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm serving my purpose. You feel me? So that the people could free themselves, both spiritually and physically. All right. We are talking about true sovereigns, all right, of this land, or just people, period. It's about time we take back control of our lives. All right. So what's your opinion on people um that are aware but does not, but also into religion? Because I study them all. I'm just not into the dogmatic stuff. What's your opinion on people that one aware, or that are aware but also into religion? Let's look at it this way, man. It depends on what perspective you look at religion, right? Religion really means the bringing back of the army, because a legion is an army. Re means to do over, bring back. So you're bringing back the army that literally enslaved, pillaged, and raped and destroyed indigenous people around the world. That's the reason why I do not practice religion, because I know what religion really is. You feel me? So if we're looking at it from that perspective, I don't deal with religion, right? But if we're doing it from an educational standpoint, giving knowledge as to breaking down the Bible, the Quran, all these different books, then there's nothing wrong with quoting those things, because I use the Bible a lot. Because if I don't use the Bible, people will not relate to it, because everyone who's brainwashed, okay, their foundation is the Bible. So if you're only teaching them from things outside the Bible, you are not going to captivate them. You're not going to get their attention. You're not going to literally, they're just going to ignore you. But when you're able to use the Bible to bring the truth that you are bringing, you see what I'm saying? Then at least, even if at that point, cognitive dissonance might kick in and they might ignore you, you're giving them seeds. You're planting seeds that they could reflect on because you have already planted the seed. You feel me? So I hope that answers your question. I have nothing against people that's in religion. No. My goal, and again, one of my purposes in life is to teach people what the truth is. And eventually, when they learn, they will let go of religion. Okay? Because in the Capricorn age, meaning that when the heaven is back on earth, there's not going to be any religion. All religions are going to be done with. All right? So it doesn't even make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. So I say, hey, it is what it is. Live and let live. All right? Just continue to plant the seeds and teach. And that's it, man. I don't force anything on anybody. All right? Everybody, for the most part, who is supposed to find their way will find their way. And not everybody's going to find their way. Why? Because the seed of the righteous is eternal and absolute. The seed of the unrighteous is eternal and absolute. So if somebody originally came from the evil seed, then that's where they're going back to, because that's their root. Everybody's going to go back to their roots. Okay? So they cannot escape it. That's why the book says good cannot come from evil and evil cannot come from good. You feel me? So with that being said, anyone, it doesn't matter if they try to do one or two good things. No, their nature is evil. That's where they came from. That's where they're going back to. So everybody's going to go back to that root. That's why I tell people they cannot trick me. I see things. I know your foundation. I know what seed you came from. Because I don't look at the flesh. All right? How was I able to walk in the airport and look at that lady and knew that she was off? That's some powerful stuff. You feel me? So I'm saying all that to say is the good seed will go back to the good seed. All right? Even if the good seed fall into a little illusion, they will eventually go back to the good seed because they got to get back home. But those that came from the eternal, absolute bad seed, they could never come to the other side because it just have to be what it is. You feel me? That's why evil is necessary in that sense, because if it wasn't, then we wouldn't know how to differentiate between good and evil. Okay, so the good had to experience the evil to know that it's good, and the evil had to experience good to know that it's evil. You feel me? And that's why you're able to go into the Bible and see, even when the sons of God was, doing what they was doing, Satan came with them and Satan was talking to the Lord. You feel me? So when you truly know the truth, it will all make sense. It will all make sense. You feel me? Yep. It will all make sense, lineage. It will all make sense. All right. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, just again, always vibing, with your brother, man. And even when, me traveling, I'm working on things. All right. Y'all know it's time to nationalize, and that's what we're doing right now. So I'm gonna be talking about that heavily. We gotta come together. It's time to restore this birthright. All right. So y'all enjoy the rest of your continuation, enjoy the rest of this sunrest, and I'm certainly sure I will do another live later or sometime tomorrow when I get to Guadeloupe. All right. I love y'all for real, man. For real, for real. All right. Take it easy. Peace.